What's good, guys? Day here with Project Streets. So check it out. Recently, we stopped by City of South Fulton Mayor Pro Tem District 7 Councilman Mark Baker's panel discussion on bridging the gap between the police and the community. Baker, a former police officer himself, recognized that there's a big disconnect between the police and the community, largely in part because there's a lack of trust. And Baker wanted to get to the bottom of why there's this big lack of trust. And we got to be honest with ourselves. Police brutality cases over the years, some which have led to the deaths of individuals, have not helped out with that trust being there. So Baker decided to bring together some of our youth who are really the ones dealing with a lot of trust issues with police officers, our youth and some of the police cadets of the city of South Fulton, put them on a panel. It was all hosted by WSB TV's Taisha Fernandez. Chief Meadows was on hand for the event, and the discussion got going.
Clearly we don't have high schools in all of our districts, so Langston Hughes is the feeder school to the students, to the young people that live in my district. So it was important that we come here to Langston Hughes and do this forum and bring together our police department with our young people, especially given we did this field trip and the responses from the young people.
Where the fundamentals of police and the black community started with slavery and Jim Crow. We've had this bias against police officers instilled in us from the beginning, and we often hear stories from our elders and people in the community who've had bad experiences with the police, and that strikes a bit of fear in us.
Their responses were so intelligent, so to have these young people fester a conversation in reference to the importance of having a dialogue and bridging the gap between our law enforcement community. We had to edit our video, but we went further into detail about the things that we know wouldn't happen in our city.
Well, when Councilman Mark Baker called me and told me he was doing this, and he always calls me when there's stuff in the community, and he said that he wanted to talk about bridging the gap between the youth and police, I thought, wow, this is perfect, because I'm out on crime scenes all the time and people are always complaining about the gap, but no one is doing anything about it. So big ups to Councilman for bringing this all together. I love the youth that was on the panel. I love that we had recruits, because they're not exactly molded officers yet. They're still trying to figure out what style of law enforcement they're gonna serve. And I just thought it was a good opportunity for everybody to be honest.
Well, it's extremely important for the City of South Fulton Police Department to reach out to our youth in a very meaningful way. And I believe that this event will go a long way in terms of helping us to do that. Our new recruits, because they're so new, get the opportunity to hear some of the concerns from these young people, and as they begin to develop their careers, they could go out into the streets with that in mind.
From me growing up into the neighborhood that I grew up into and following the steps of, reaching back to the kids, not even the kids, it could be adults, reaching back to the adults, working in the juvenile, and talking with the youth.
We certainly want to make sure that our police officers embody the values that we want to see within this community, and those young people had something to say. And that's important for us, for them to know, and for us to be able to respond to those young folks' concerns and be able to develop the policy that I talked about in my speech a little bit earlier, that's thoughtful and considers their concerns as well.
The city of South Fulton is the blackest city in America. We're proud to say that. We have over 100,000 residents that span over 7 districts, over 107 square miles. So it's important, if you can't be successful here, and if we can't love on you the right way here in the city of South Fulton as a black person in America, it's going to be tough and difficult for you.
All right, big shout out to Councilman Baker for putting that panel discussion together and getting the conversation going on how we bridge that gap between the police and the community. Another big shout out to the students of Langston Hughes, as well as the City of South Fulton police cadets that were on hand, Chief Meadows, and the entire community of the City of South Fulton, all right? I'm Day, and this is Project Streets.